श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणलता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिते नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चादिशतारिणे। हरे कृष्ण।
Just 1 minute. Yesterday, Amol Leela Prabhu was giving glories on Srimad Bhagavatam. Was it recorded or not? आपने रिकॉर्ड किया था रम्या?
जी प्रभु जी, इट इज रिकॉर्डेड।
तो शेयर क्यों नहीं किया? रिकॉर्ड करने से फायदा क्या जब आप शेयर नहीं करती? देखो, जैसे ही क्लास खत्म होती है अपने IRI के दोनों ग्रुप्स में इमीडिएटली शेयर कर दिया करो, नहीं तो रिकॉर्ड करने का कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं है। उसको कहाँ जाके कोई कोई ढूंढ ही नहीं सकता। हमारे व्यूअर्स कम पे कम होते जा रहे हैं। अगर आप उसको पोस्ट करोगे तो सम पीपल विल हियर इट। ओके, सो फ्रॉम टुडे प्लीज ट्राई टू डू इट। यस पुरुषोत्तम, गो अहेड।
Hare Krishna. Today I'm going to present the 9th chapter. So in this chapter, in the connection of 8th and 9th chapter, in 8th chapter there are so many questions asked by Parikshit Maharaj. So 9th chapter, Sukdev Goswami giving the answers of those questions, and one question in the 8th chapter 7th verse, he asked how jiva, which is spiritual, attains body that is material. So from 9th verse, Sukdev Goswami giving the answer of this question. So in the first verse, Srila Sukdev Goswami saying, आत्ममाया मृते राजम परस्यानुभावात्मना नागते तात संबंधा स्वप्न द्रष्टुर evanjasa. So in this verse, Sukdev Goswami tells Maharaj Parikshit that the soul has no real connection with the material body. This connection happens only because of the Lord's external energy Maya. If Maya were not acting, the soul would never think, I am this body and this body belongs to me. This false connection is compared to a dream. In a dream, a person may see himself walking, working, or suffering, but when he wakes up, he understands it was not real. Similarly, the soul is dreaming in material life. So in this verse purpose, Srila Prabhupada explaining the soul is spiritual, not material. The soul is always conscious, eternal, and separate from the body and mind. And the wise soul does enter in the material life because of a small amount of independence. So Jiva may desire, I don't want to serve God, I want to enjoy like God, I want to be independent. So, and Lord does not force illusion. The Lord actually wants every soul to remain pure, serve Him in love. But when the soul wants to imitate the Lord allows him to forget his real position. Like in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto matta smritim jnanam apunam cha. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So material life is along dreaming. The Lord then places the soul under Atmaya, his external energy, and allow him to dream, that is, he enjoyer and controller. So in this purport, Prabhupada also giving one example, like in a dream, a person who have no qualification and he is thinking like he is a king. Similarly, the soul dreams he is lord of the world, but in reality, uh, and this is happening due to the illusion. Also, the Prabhupada is giving one more example that like child crying for the moon. So the child wants the real moon. The mother gives a mirror reflection. The material world is like the reflection, not real happiness. And in the second verse, uh, Srila Sukdev Goswami saying this: the soul appears to take many forms because Maya gives him many different bodies, and this is happens because of jiva's desire and under the modes of influence. So this Bahu Rupa Eva Bhati means there are so many desires, and these are 84 lakh species of life. So bodies are like cloth. The soul does not change, but body changes. So according to desire and karma, the soul may get the body of fish, plant, animal, human beings, demigods. And in this life only we change body from child to youth, youth to old age, and then another body. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also confirmed, Dehno isme natha deye kaum avram yauvanam jara tatha dehantar prapti dhiratrastana mohiti. So due to desire only we creates our next body. The soul desire, the soul's desire and Maya supplies the next body. So if someone desire to drink the blood, then he gets the tiger body. If someone desire to take pleasure in heavenly planets, then he will get the demigod body. And in the ninth verse, 9.3 verse, Srila Sukdev Goswami is saying that how we can free from this I and my conception. So he is saying that when the soul returns to his real spiritual position beyond time and Maya, he automatically gives up I am this body and this is mine. Then he becomes fully happy and peaceful. So in purpose, Srila Prabhupada telling there are two main illusions. One is lower illusion and another is higher illusion. Then the lower illusion perceived by animals or ordinary people, this is mine and that is mine. And higher illusion perceived by philosophers, speculators, that I am the God. But Prabhupada telling that both illusions are wrong. We are neither the honor nor we are the Supreme Lord. So our real identity Jeever Sarup Hoy Krishner Nityadas. We are the eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. In this purport, Prabhupada also giving one example of a poor man that getting government job. So when he gets service, his suffering ends. Similarly, serving Krishna ends material suffering. And also there is one analogy giving of sun. Facing sun, darkness disappears automatically. Facing the Lord removes illusion. In fourth verse, because Lord Brahma performs sincere, honest penance in Bhakti Yoga without selfish motives, the Supreme Lord becomes pleased with him. As a result, the Lord personally showed him eternal transcendental form to Brahma. The vision of the Lord is the real goal of purification for every conditioned souls. So in the purport, Prabhupada saying there is what is Atma Tattva. Atma Tattva means science of the living entity Jivatma and the Supreme Lord Paramatma. Both are spiritual, but they are not equal. Thinking the body is soul is not correct. Thinking soul is equal to God is not correct. And this illusion, it can be removed by Bhakti Yoga. Just like sun removes darkness. Similarly, Bhakti Yoga allows us to know the God and to know who we are. In the fifth verse, Sukdev Goswami explaining, although Brahma is the first living being, the greatest intelligent, the first spiritual master, but he could not find the source of his lotus seed. Not he is able to understand how to create the universe, and not able to know the proper process of creation. So in purport, Prabhupada is telling this shows that no one can know everything by their own effort, even the greatest being in the universe, like Lord Brahma. So spiritual knowledge comes only from the Lord. Brahma's confusion proves that intelligence is not enough, and speculation is not enough, authority is not enough. Knowing God means knowing everything. Once Brahma understood the Lord through the Bhakti Yoga, everything become clear. In Bhagavad Gita 10.41, Krishna says, Yadyad vibhuti mat sattvam srimat puritam evava. All power and intelligence come from the Lord. So in sixth verse talking about the divine instructions, tapa. So while Brahma was thinking deeply, he heard a divine sound twice, tapa, tapa, which means penance. This word is real wealth of renounced persons. So meaning of tapa means self-discipline, austerity, voluntarily accepts of difficulty for spiritual progress. And this purpose of human life is meant for tapasya, not for sense enjoyment. Lord himself initiated Brahma through sound. This shows sound vibration is spiritual. The Lord is present in his instructions. In seventh verse, Brahma searched everywhere to find out who spoke the sound. When he found no one, he understand these instructions came from the Lord. So he sat on the lotus seat and seriously began penance. In this verse, Srila Prabhupada explaining Brahma's intelligence. He did not doubt the instructions. He accepted it with faith. So here one application for us is that if something is instructions by our authority, we should accept it with faith. Then only we can progress. And the Lord is in everyone's heart. He guides sincere souls from within. Like in Bhagavad Gita, it is said tesam satatyuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam ena mamu payantite. So only the super soul sitting in the hearts will give will guides us. So role of the spiritual master also explained in the purport. Today we receive guidance through scriptures, through a bona fide guru. And in 8th verse, Brahma performed severe penances for 1,000 celestial years. And this 1,000 celestial years is equal to 360,000 of human years. And after that, he controlled mind, senses, breath. Because of this, he became a great tapasvi. Power of transcendental sound, Brahma did not see the Lord, but he accepted the sound as divine. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are especially potent, non-different from the Lord. And here Prabhupada also giving the secret of success. So what is the secret of success? We should hear from right source, from disciplic succession, accept fully, have proper faith in his instructions, and follow sincerely without deviation. Not stopping senses but engaging them in the service of the Lord is the true sense control. Verse number 9 is explaining the revelation of Lord's personal award. So because Lord Brahma performed pure Bhakti Yoga penance, the Lord became pleased and revealed his own personal abode Vaikuntha. So in his abode, Supreme is there, and Lord's abode Vaikuntha is free from suffering, illusion, and fear, worshipped by self-realized souls. And Bhagavad Gita, there is a description about Lord's abode in Bhagavad Gita 8.21 also. Avyakto charam ityuktasya tamahu paramam gatim na prapya na nirvatante tad dhamam paramam mama. So here Srila Prabhupada explaining that Vaikuntha is real, not imaginary or symbolic. It can be seen only by Bhakti Yoga, not by speculation. Other processes, Jnana Yoga without Bhakti, are compared to breathing husk without grains, hard work with no result. Brahma saw Vaikuntha because his tapasya was devotional, not mechanical. In 10th verse, there is explanation of nature of Vaikuntha world. So in Vaikuntha world, no ignorance or passion, even mode of goodness does not exist. Time has no influence, Maya cannot enter. Everyone worship the Lord as a devotee. And in purpose, Srila Prabhupada explaining this material world is the 1/4 creation and spiritual world is the 3/4 creation, and it is called Tripad Vibhuti. Vaikuntha is made of pure, unalloyed goodness. No birth, no death, past, present, future is not there. Everyone is Brahma Bhuta, free from lamentation and hankering. In this purpose, Srila Prabhupada giving the example of rope and snake. Like, snake illusion does not make the rope false. Material world is real but partial. Vaikuntha is full with internal energy. In 11th verse, there is appearance of Vaikuntha's residence. So the residents of Vaikuntha have bluish, glowing bodies, lotus-like eyes, yellow garments, 4 hands, youthful and effulgent forms. So about the effulgent forms in Bhagavad Gita, na tad bhasate suryo na sasanko na pavaka. The spiritual world shines by its own light. And in the purpose, Srila Prabhupada explaining, these bodies are spiritual, not material. Their features are not found anywhere in the material universe. 4 hand indicates similarly the Lord, not imagination. And in the 12th verse, some radiance shine like coral and diamonds with garlands and earrings. Some devotees attain Sarupa Mukti. Sarupa Mukti means like similar to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They receive forms similar to the Lord's form. And they are wearing Vaidurya jewels, are especially connected to the Lord. In 13th verse, Vaikuntha, airplanes and beauty. Vaikuntha is filled with shining airplanes, great devotees, beautiful celestial ladies. It looks like a sky with clouds and lighting. Srila Prabhupada explaining Vaikuntha is not void. There are cities, airplanes, beauty. Everything is eternal, blissful, conscious. Void conception comes from poor knowledge. And in 14th verse, service of goddess of fortune. Lakshmi Devi eternally serves the Lord's lotus feet, sings his glories, enjoy loving devotional service with companions. And in the 15th verse, the Lord with his eternal associates. In Vaikuntha, the Lord Brahma saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of all devotees, the husband of all goddess of fortune, the Lord of all sacrifices, the Lord of the entire universe. He was being lovingly served by the eternal personal associates such as Nanda, Sunanda, Pravala, and Arhana. The Lord is never alone, just as a king always surrounded by the ministers, secretaries, and attendants. The Supreme Lord is always surrounded by his personal associates. And seeing the Lord means seeing his energies, his devotees, his service atmosphere. The associates and the associates are not temporary beings, they are internally liberated servants engaged in loving service. In the 16th verse, Lord was favorably inclined towards his devotees, extremely attractive and intoxicating to behold, smiling with reddish eyes and faces, wearing yellow garments, earrings, and a helmet, forearmed with the goddess of fortune residing on his chest. So in this verse, Srila Prabhupada explaining about the Yogpit, Lord's audience hall. The Lord sits on his palace surrounded by personified religion, knowing renunciation and opulences, all seated at the lotus feet of the Lord. There were 4 Vedas personally present to advise the Lord, 16 energy headed by Chandra present there, and Nanda and Mukunda are the first 2 doorkeeper, middle doorkeepers Bhadra and Subhadra, and last 2 doorkeepers Jaya and Vijaya, and many more doorkeepers were also there. In 17 verse explain about Lord surrounded by his energies. The Lord was seated on his glorious throne surrounded by the 4 fundamental principles, 16 material elements, 5 sense objects, his 16 natural opulences. Yet he remained the supreme controller, enjoying his own award. So 6 natural opulences of the Lord: wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, renunciation. Material energy serves him. The material elements, prakriti, senses, mind, etc., are his servants. In the 18 verse explains about Brahma's ecstatic response, Paramhansa stage. Seeing the Lord, Brahma's heart overflowed with joy. His body trembled in ecstasy. Tears of love filled his eyes. He bowed at the Lord's lotus feet. This is the highest stage of perfection called Paramhansa stage. Bhagwan, Bhagavatam is for Paramhansas. Paramhansas are free from envy, especially envy towards God. A root of bondage is envy of the God. Wanting to become God is great obstacle. And bhakti is the only path. Speculation, yoga, or machinery cannot reach Vaikuntha. Only by devotion we can reach Vaikuntha. And hearing from the right source, one must hear from the right source, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, in parampara or in parampara, not from professional speakers. 19 verse, Brahma authorized by the Lord. Seeing Brahma standing before him with humility and devotion, the Lord accepted him as qualified to create living beings, empowered him to act under his control, smiled affectionately, shook hands with him, and began to instruct him lovingly. The universe is created so that conditioned souls get a chance for liberation. He spread Vedic knowledge so souls can remember their lost relationship with the God. And preaching makes one dear to the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 18.69, Na cha tasman manushyesu kaschit me priya kritmaha. No one is more dear to me than who preaches this message. And from 20th verse, Lord starts speaking. Lord is pleased only by the pure tapasya. So Lord says, I am fully pleased with you because you performed long penance. Your goal was creation for my purpose. I am not pleased with pseudo magistics. So here Prabhupada telling there are two kinds of penance. One is for sense gratification, that is false, and one is for pleasing the Lord, that is true penance. And also Prabhupada telling that using intelligence for destructions like creating weapons does not please the Lord. And the purpose of the Vedas is to know and serve the Lord, not for selfish achievements. In 21st verse, the Lord told to Brahma, you may ask any benediction, but know this, the highest result of all penances is to see me. So seeing the Lord is the final perception, nothing higher exists beyond this. Brahman and Paramatma realizations are partial. After seeing the Lord, one naturally serves him out of love. In 22nd verse, the Lord said, seeing my award personally, is the highest intelligence. You achieved it by obeying my instructions and performing penance. So in this verse, Srila Prabhupada explaining true learning. Real learning means knowing God and His award. And also he is saying about Bhagavad Gita, authority of Bhagavad Gita accepted by all great acharyas. In the 23rd verse, the Lord said, I ordered you to perform penance. This penance is my heart and soul. I am non-different from such penance. So bhakti tapasya is not material suffering. Devotee lose taste for material enjoyment. So by performing tapasya, sometimes the Lord removes material compounds to purify the devotee. The Lord removes false supports to devotee, fully depends on him. In the 24th verse, the Lord said, I create, maintain, and destroy the universe by penance. This penance is my supreme power. Nothing great comes without effort. Even material success requires struggle. Easy life and devotion cannot go together. Follow the Lord's and Guru's order sincerely is true penance. If people work hard for money and fame, why not for eternal life? In the 24th verse, Lord Brahma is speaking. Lord Brahma says, O Lord, you are sitting in everyone's heart as the supreme controller. Because of your perfect intelligence, you know all intentions and efforts of every living beings. Srila Prabhupada explaining Lord as Super Soul Paramatma. Lord sleeps in the heart of every living being as witness, sanctioner, director. Even if all living entity desires something, it can happen only by the sanction of the Lord. Like a father allowing a stubborn child, the Lord allows living entity to fulfill even foolish desire. Prabhupada giving one example of drunkard and government license. A drunkard wants liquor, the government allows a limited amount but does not encourage drinking. Similarly, living beings desire sense enjoyment. The Lord permits it but does not enjoy it. But the suffering belongs to the living entity, not the Lord. In 26th verse, Lord Brahma says, O Lord, although you know everything, please still fulfill my desire. Please explain how accept material forms even though you are actually formless. So from this verse, Brahma asking questions to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the purpose, Srila Prabhupada is saying Brahma is not doubting the Lord. He is asking for the benefit of future generation. Formless means not material, not that the Lord has no form. And in 27 verse, Brahma asks how the Lord creates, maintains, accepts, destroys, all by his own energy without changing himself. So in the purpose, Srila Prabhupada explaining everything is the Lord's energy, internal energy, external energy, marginal energy. Simultaneously one and different, just like sunshine is one with the sun, different from the sun. In the 20th verse, Brahma is giving the analogy of spider and web. So Brahma says, "O Madhav, please explain how you act like a spider, creating and withdrawing the universe by your own power." Lord creates the universe from himself, maintain it by himself, withdraw it into himself, yet remains unaffected. So like a spider creates a web from its body, lives inside it, withdraw it at its will. So if a small spider can do this, why not the Supreme Lord? In 29th verse, Brahma says, "Please instruct me so that I may act only on your instructions and not become bound by the work of creation." So in this verse, Srila Prabhupada explaining two kinds of instruments, conditional souls, instrument of Maya, and liberated soul, instrument of the Lord. And is also explaining about no speculation. Brahma does not want to rely on his own intelligence. The Lord personally guides a pure devotee. In 30th verse, Brahma says, "You treat me like a friend. I will perform creation as your service, but please protect me from pride." So in this purpose, Srila Prabhupada explaining about 5 relationship with the Lord. And then Brahma is in friendship of Sakhyarasa, but he never forgets he is not the Lord. And about delegated power, even powerful devotee act only on the Lord's mercy. Like Hanuman and Lord Ram. Hanuman crossed the ocean by jumping, but Ram built a bridge. But Hanuman was never greater than Ram. So from 31st verse, Supreme Personality of Godhead giving the confidential knowledge that is revealed through bhakti. So Lord says, "Knowledge about me is extremely confidential. It must be understood with realization and devotional service. I am now explaining this knowledge and its process. Please receive it carefully." So in the purport, Prabhupada summarizing Brahma's questions, Brahma asked 4 essential questions. What is the Lord's form? How does his energies work? How does he acts with those energies? And how should Brahma perform creation without bondage? And Prabhupada also explaining this knowledge alone is not enough. Theoretical knowledge, that is jnana, is insufficient. Vijnana, realized knowledge, is required. And this realization comes only through bhakti. And also explaining about rahasyam, that is bhakti, the secret of devotional service, especially hearing, chanting, and association of devotees. And in the verse 32, Lord says, "May you realize my external form, existence, qualities, color, and activities, all by my causeless mercy." Knowledge is revealed, not achieved. Lord cannot be known by intelligent education, speculation. He is known only by his mercy. Example, father and favorite son. A father does not reveal secret to anyone. He reveals them to a trusted and dear son. Similarly, the Lord reveals himself only to his devotees. Faith is the Faith is the qualification. Even an intelligent person can know the Lord if he has faith in the Lord, faith in his spiritual master. The Lord has form but not material. Formless means not material, not not that the Lord has no form. Example, eating with eyes. Lord can eat by saying, this is spiritual body, Sachidanand Vigraha. Our bodies cannot do this, so we misunderstand him. And also Prabhupada giving one example of Govardhan Hill. A 7-year-old Krishna lifted a mountain. Devotee believe it, non-devotee doubt. And from 33 verse, there is 4 essential verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, which are called Chaturthi Shloki Bhagavatam, and these are the verses which actually revealed in the heart of the Brahmaji Tene Brahma Hridayad Kabe. So verse number 33 explain Bhagwan is the only reality, and 34 anything without Krishna is Maya, and 35 he is within and beyond creation, and 36 Bhakti is the goal of all knowledge. So in the 33 verse it is Aham evasham ebagre nanyad yat sat asat param पश्चादहम यत एतश्चा यो विशेषेत सो अस्म्यहम. So aham evasham ebagre, only me existing before creation. That means Krishna was there in the spiritual world. He exists always, and before the creation he was also there. Nanyat sat asat param. Hare Krishna. So aham evasam ebagre means only me existing before creation, and nanyat yat sat asat param, neither cause nor effect was there. It means neither cause means Mahavishnu nor effect Mahatattva. So before them Lord was also there. Paschat aham yat etascha, even after I created, even after creation I existed. Yo vashishyet so asmyaham, after annihilation I remains. So this verse also speaks about the Sambandh Gyan. Like in Bhagavad Gita 2.12, Krishna explained to Arjuna, na tvebaham jatu nasam natam jeme janadipa na chev na bhavishyami sarve vayamata param. So Krishna is always there in future, in past, and in present, and he is the param. He like Saul manifest and unmanifest, but Lord always in his abode, which is eternal associates. So so in the purpose, Srila Prabhupada explaining that Lord clearly says I, meaning Bhagwan, not impersonal Brahman. And there is creator and created are different. Lord is predominator and Brahma is predominated. Same quality, different position. And there is Prabhupada giving one example of father, son, and grandson. All are human, yet father is father, son cannot become father. Similarly, the soul can never become God. And also Prabhupada explaining about Vaikuntha. It is eternal. Lord's form exists eternally. His abode exists eternally. creation and destruction do not affect him. Prabhupada giving example of king and government. The king may be visible in offices. The king may not be visible in offices, but everything works by his order. And also the sun.
The king may not be visible in?
King may not be visible in offices or in premises, but
Okay, continue.
king may not be visible in the offices, but everything works by his order. And also sun is not visible at night in one place, but it still exists elsewhere. And also there is one example of sky in pot. Sky inside the pot and outside is the same, but pot does not become the sky. In the 34th verse, this verse answers the 33 verse answers about the Brahma's first question. And this 34 verse, this verse answers about the Krishna's energy. ऋते अर्थम यत् प्रतीयेता न प्रतीयत च आत्मनि तद विद्याद आत्मनो मायाम यथा वाशो यथा तमा. So anything that appears valuable but no connection with me is illusion. So like a reflection seen in darkness. So because Lord's anything that appears valuable, so it is anything that is appearing valuable because of Lord's illusionary energy, although if it is not connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this purpose, Srila Prabhupada telling that nothing exists independently, everything is connected to the Lord. Forgetting this connection is Maya. So there are two types of Maya. One is Yog Maya. Yog Maya means seeing everything in relation to the Lord, and Mahamaya seeing things as a separate from the Lord. The world is real, but misunderstanding it is illusion. Like rope and snake. Rope is real, snake is illusion. And 35 verse, यथा महान्ति भूतानि भूतेषु चवचेषु अनु प्रविष्टानि अप्रविष्टानि तथा तेषु न तेषु अहम्. So in this verse, Lord says, O Brahma, just as the universal material elements enter all bodies yet remain separated from them, similarly I exist within everything, create, and at the same time remains outside of everything. This verse also, like in Bhagavad Gita, Maya tadmidam sarvam jagat
अव्यक्त जगत व्यक्त
जगत अव्यक्त मूर्तिना मत स्थानी सर्वभूतानि न चाहम तेष अवस्थिता. By me in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Example of material elements: five great elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Forms mountains. These elements form mountains, oceans, human bodies, demigods bodies, etc. Yet remain distinct from these bodies. So like Supreme Personality exists within everything created and at the same time remains outside of everything. A mountain and a human body are made of the same elements, but they are not the same object. Elements enter bodies as ingredients, but elements also exist independently of those bodies. Similarly, Lords enter everything as Paramatma, yet he remains in his own abode, Vaikuntha or Goloka. This is simultaneously oneness and difference. ब्रह्म संहिता 5.37 आनंद चिन्मय रसा प्रतिभाति भासी ताभिर या एव रूपतया कलापि गोलोक एव निवसते अकलात्म भूतो गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि. Lord resides eternally in Golok, yet he pervades everything. By his plenary portion, he enters every universe, every atom. The Lord is all-pervading, yet fully personal. So there is confusion in the impersonalist because Lord is everywhere. Impersonalist concluded, therefore he has no form. This is actually incorrect. The Lord's pervasiveness does not cancel personal existence. Devotees can see both simultaneously. Like spider and web analogy given, the spider produces the web, lives within it, withdraw it at his or her will. Similarly, the Lord creates, enters, and withdraws the universe, yet remains independent. Prabhupada also giving the example of television. Just as modern science shows distance things on screen, the devotee sees Goloka within the heart of by devotion. And in 30 bucks is explaining the ultimate goal of all inquiry. एतावदेव जिज्ञासं तत् जिज्ञासन आत्मनः अन्व्यक्तिरेकाभ्यम यत् सर्वत्र सर्वदा. One who is sincerely searching for the absolute truth must inquire up to this point only, in all places, in all times, and in all circumstances, directly and indirectly. So, Srila Prabhupada explaining all inquiry lead to one conclusion. People inquire through science, philosophy, yoga, religion, social reform, but the final conclusion of all inquiry is understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead through bhakti. Vedanta Sutra starts Athato Brahma Jigyasa. So we must first inquire Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Srimad Bhagavatam finishes that inquiry. Without bhakti, everything fails. Science without God, illusion. Politics without God, chose. And knowledge without God, darkness. Just as hands, legs, stomach must cooperate to serve the body. Similarly, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas, Shudras must cooperate to serve the Supreme Lord. Without serving the center, the system collapses. In the 7th verse, explaining about the remain fixed in the conclusion. O Brahma, remain firmly fixed in the conclusive with perfect concentration, and you will never become bewildered, neither during partial nor total destruction. So do not disturb by false interpretations. Many scholars twist the word aham. So they say that I to mean Brahman, self, everyone. The Lord wants, do not accept this. Paramhansa is essential. Knowledge must come through parampara, like from Lord to Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, Sukdev Goswami. In 30th verse, Srila Sukdev Goswami saying that after fully instructing Lord Brahma, the supreme leader of all living beings, and while Brahma was still seeing his transcendental form, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, disappeared. In this purpose, Srila Prabhupada is explaining the Lord is Ajnaha, the Supreme Person. Ajna means unborn, eternal. Among all persons, Janana, he is the Supreme Ruler. This confirms a Vedic statement, Nityo Nityanam Chetasa Chetanas Chetananam. Among all eternal conscious beings, he is the supreme central conclude. He is the supreme eternal conscious being. In the 39th verse, Sukdev Goswami further explaining, after the Supreme Lord, who is true object of the sense, disappeared, Brahma with folded hands again created the universe filled with living beings, just as it had been before. The Lord is the real object of the senses. Eyes are meant to see the Lord. Ears are meant to hear His glories. Tongue is meant to chant His names. But conditioned souls worship the senses themselves. And Srila Prabhupada giving example from Haribhakti Vilas Subhodaya explained the verses says, eyes are fulfilled by seeing a devotee, body is fulfilled by touching a devotee, and tongue is fulfilled by glory of the Lord. Because pure devotee can connect us to the Lord, who is the real pleasure of the senses.
Quickly wrap, Prabhu. It is 9:30.
In the 40th verse, the Lord Brahma, the father of all living beings, and the father of religion, follow rules and regulations, desiring the welfare of all living entities. In this purpose, Srila Prabhupada telling the rules and regulations are essential. Religion means sense control for God's service. Devotion is the highest morality, and leaders must practice what they preach. In the 41st verse, Narad, the most beloved son of Brahma, always eager to serve him, strictly followed his father's instructions through good character, humility, and control of the senses. In the purpose, Srila Prabhupada telling why Narada is the most dear to Brahma, because Brahma had many sons, Daksha for Karma Kanda, fruitic birth, Sanak Sanatana, Gyan Kanda, knowledge, but Narada used to perform bhakti devotional service, so that's why he was very dear to Brahma. And Narada is also called Priyatma, most dear, because he was obedient, humble, self-controlled, always ready to serve. In 42nd verse, O King Narad, the greatest sage and the greatest devotee, pleased his father Brahma because he desired to know the energies of Vishnu, the master of all energy. In the purpose, Srila Prabhupada explaining, a devotee always wants to know more about the Lord. Lord is unlimited, his energies are unlimited. A devotee is never satisfied with the partial knowledge. And again, Srila Prabhupada telling why Narada pleased Brahma. Narada questions were not for fame, not for argument, nor for curiosity. They were for devotional realization. And also explaining, Srila Prabhupada explaining duty of a disciple. One must inquire from a realized spiritual master and in disciplic succession. In 43 verse, after seeing that his father Brahma was fully satisfied, the great sage Narad inquired from him in detail, just as you are now inquiring from me. So, Srila Prabhupada explaining, spiritual knowledge is not academic. A school teacher teaches for salary. A spiritual master teaches only when pleased. And three requirements. There are three requirements to receive knowledge. as stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.34, tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So pranipatena is surrender, pariprashnena sincere inquiry, and sevaya means service. And why service is essential? Key example is given here. Knowledge is revealed only when the guru is satisfied. Just as Brahma received knowledge by pleasing the Lord, Narada received knowledge by pleasing Brahma. And senses control is mandatory. One who cannot control speech, anger, tongue, belly, genitals cannot be a guru or disciple. Such a guru, such a guru is a teacher, and such a disciple is cheated. In 44th verse, being pleased, Brahma spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, this described originally by the Lord himself and containing 10 characteristics to the son of Narada. In 45th verse, only, O King Narada, instructed Srimad Bhagavatam to Vyasdeva, who was meditating on the supreme absolute truth in devotional service on the bank of the Saraswati river. So in this purpose, Srila Prabhupada explaining meditation in Bhakti Yoga, not meditation on impersonal light, but meditation on the Supreme Person and His activities. And there are 3 stages of realization: Brahman, Paramhansa, Bhagwan. Brahman means impersonal effulgence, Paramatma, Super Soul, Bhagwan, Supreme Person. And Vyasa saw the Lord, Lord Vyasadeva saw the Lord and Maya together. Maya exists only because of the Lord. Darkness exists only because of the light. Maya cannot touch the Lord. In the 46th verse, O King, I now explain in detail based on the 4 seed verses everything you have asked about the universe and many other subjects as well. So in this verse, Srila Prabhupada telling Bhagavatam answers all question, creation, purpose of life, liberation, God realization. Answers depends on qualification of speaker. Same scripture, different realization. An intelligent person derive complete knowledge from Bhagavatam.
हरे कृष्णा। आपने एफर्ट तो बहुत लगाया, नो डाउट, लेकिन ऐसे नहीं करना है यार, खाली सबका सब उसमें से निकाल के आपने कॉपी में लिख लिया और उससे बोले यार। टाइम देखो कितना टाइम ले लिया, एक एक श्लोक थोड़ी बोलना है ऐसे। अच्छा ये बता दो, इस पूरे चैप्टर का एसेंस क्या है? व्हाट इज द अंडरस्टैंडिंग? आपने इतना समय लगाया ना, पढ़ा, कितने कितने दिन लगे आपको? कई महीने लगे। इसका एसेंस क्या है? इस पूरे चैप्टर से मैसेज क्या है, ये बताओ। समझ में आया? इसका टाइटल क्या दिया प्रभुपाद जी ने? आंसर्स बाय साइटिंग लॉर्ड्स वर्जन।
So there are many sense of this chapter, like this material identity is illusion, the soul is eternal spiritual. So and I and my conception is discussed here. And
No, I'm not asking.
and
Again, you are again going into so many things. I am asking what is the essence? इसका सार क्या है? जो डिस्कशन हुआ ब्रह्मा जी और नारद जी के बीच में, उसका सार क्या है?
so to get the ultimate goal, which is
क्या?
back to Godhead.
अरे क्या बोल रहे हो यार, इसमें कहाँ ये सब है? What is the essential message of this chapter? Who will explain? वेरी क्रिस्प। मैं यही समझा रहा हूं, ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग आनी बहुत जरूरी है, खाली कॉपी पेस्ट करने से नहीं होगा। आपने लेक्चर्स भी सुने, मैंने सुन लिया, आपने काफी कंटेंट काफी अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया है, हम एवा सम एवा करे, आपने सुना ना, बिना सुने तो नहीं बोल पाओगे इतना। लेकिन अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है, वो इंपॉर्टेंट है। चल क्या रहा है इस पूरे चैप्टर में, चल क्या रहा है ये बताओ। बोलो प्रभु, फटाफट बोलो, बहुत लेट हो गया
तो
और 9:40 हो गया है।
तो through bhakti we can revive
अरे
our.
नहीं यार, प्रश्न हो रहा है। देयर इज एन इंक्वायरी एंड देयर इज ट्रांसफर ऑफ नॉलेज। क्या बकवास कर रहे हो, ये समझ में नहीं आया क्या चल रहा है इसमें। The questions which were asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukdev Goswami, Sukdev Goswami is saying the same was asked by Narad ji to Brahma ji. And how this knowledge is being passed, that is the key which is being revealed in this chapter. Do you agree or you don't agree?
Yes, Prabhu.
ये एसेंशियल चीज समझो ना। ये जितने प्रश्न पूछे जा रहे हैं, ये प्रश्न का भी आपने बोला कि ये जो नॉलेज है, इसको एकेडमिक एक्सेलेंस से नहीं दे सकते आप, इंटेलिजेंस से भी नहीं दे सकते। ये कहाँ से आएगी? बोलो। इतना इतना लिखे हो, इतना प्रिपेयर की हो, हाउ वन कैन बिकम अ बोनाफाइड रेसिपिएंट ऑफ दिस नॉलेज? आपने
So
4 बार
you
उसको
said,
बोला। नहीं, ये 4 बार आपने उस सेंटेंस को बोला, लेकिन अंडरस्टैंडिंग कितनी है? एनीवन एल्स हु कॉट इट? क्या बाकी लोग क्या सुन रहे थे, ध्यान कहीं और था क्या? बहुत लाउड मैसेज है। मनोरम, यू पीपल हैव बिकम स्टबर्न। जब तक मैं पूछूंगा नहीं तब तक बोलोगे नहीं।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Purushottam Prabhuji has mentioned that Tadviti Pranipatana Pariprasana Seva he has emphasized, and so one has to come in parampara and also following the regulative life of
It is all
rules and
external, still external. You have not come to the point. What is the point? He repeated it many times. None of you have caught it, and he has also not caught it. अभी क्या बत्ती जल गई, बोलो दयाशील।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी, Lord Brahma pleased the Supreme Lord by his tapasya, and Narad ji also, sorry, he pleased Prabhu ji by his tapasya, Brahma ji. Sorry, not,
Yes, it is
yes,
by the
because of that only.
satisfaction of the only by the satisfaction of the spiritual master one can know all these transcendental subject matters. इस सामने ही दिख रहा है, बाकी कुछ भी प्रयास करने कुछ नहीं समझ में आएगा, भागवतम का कुछ अंडरस्टैंडिंग बनेगा ही नहीं, unless and until we serve to satisfy the spiritual master, and by his blessings and by his mercy only we can get any understanding or knowledge. कितनी बार बोला पुरुषोत्तम तुमने ये बात? तो कोई समझ में नहीं आया ये मैसेज क्या है? कॉपी पेस्ट की हो ना, खाली कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहे हो, इतना लंबा चौड़ा चिट्ठा कॉपी पेस्ट। हृदय नहीं लगाओगे तो भागवतम नहीं आएगा भाई, हृदय लगना चाहिए। मेहनत मेहनत की हो ठीक है, लेकिन समझो ना, पकड़ो क्या बोल रहा है। ये सारा जितना भी क्रिएशन के ऊपर क्वेश्चन चल रहा है, इसमें एक ही मूड पॉइंट है, दैट ऑल ऑफ इट इट इज रिवील्ड नॉलेज, एंड दिस रेवलेशन विल ओनली कम टू दोज सिंसियर सोल हु आर प्लीजिंग द स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर्स। अभी आपने बोला ना, आपने बोला था 37 या 38 वर्ष में कि ना तो इंटेलिजेंस से आ सकती है ना एकेडमिक नॉलेज, बोलो पढ़ो उसको। अनम्यूट करके पढ़ो।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
हाँ बोलिए। अपने नोट्स तो पकड़ लेने चाहिए भाई, कि कहाँ पे आपने क्या लिखा है।
So this school teacher teaches for salary. Spiritual knowledge is not academic. A school teacher teaches for salary. A spiritual master teaches only when pleased.
It is not by academic, it is not by intelligence, it is not by speculation. By any human effort, one cannot receive this transcendental knowledge. And one more thing, the way your pronunciation, you have to work. Your pronunciation is not acceptable. नारदा नारदा बोल रहे हो, अरे इज इट नारदा? व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ नारद मुनि? And he has to be addressed with respect. And ब्राह्मण कह रहे हो आप, इट इज ब्राह्मण, इट इज ब्राह्मण। थोड़ा प्रोनाउंसिएशन आपको ठीक करना पड़ेगा। कई जगह, बहुत जगह जो है प्रोनाउंसिएशन प्रॉपर नहीं है, वो मीनिंग कुछ और ही कन्वे करता है। तो इसलिए ध्यान से सुनो, जब जब बाकी भक्त लोग बोलते हैं या जब पढ़ाया जाता है तो ध्यान से सुनो, और थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा उसको ठीक करने के लिए, क्योंकि वो प्रैक्टिस बन गई है। तो उस प्रैक्टिस से बाहर निकलने के लिए यू हैव टू पुट एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट। यू कैनॉट से नारदा, इट इज नॉट नारदा। हैव यू एवर हर्ड Prabhupada saying नारदा? शो मी एनी लेक्चर। Then how you
No.
are speaking like this? Did I ever speak नारदा? आपने कहाँ से सीखा ये? कहीं और से भी सुन रहे हो क्या?
नहीं प्रभु।
तो फिर कहाँ से सीख लिया आपने, कहाँ से पकड़ लिया ये गलत प्रोनाउंसिएशन? मैंने कभी ब्राह्मण को ब्राह्मण कहा? आपने कम से कम 20 बार कहा होगा, दोबारा रिकॉर्डिंग सुनना। बेस्ट वे टू असेस योर सेल्फ इज यू हियर योर रिकॉर्डिंग अगेन। तो प्रोनाउंसिएशन सही करनी पड़ेगी। जो जो प्रॉपर वर्ड्स हैं, जिन पर्सनालिटीज को, वी हैव टू एड्रेस देम लाइकवाइज। मेहनत बहुत किया आपने, प्रयास किया है, लेकिन उस प्रयास में आपको अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी अप्लाई करनी है। खाली जिसे कहते हैं ना, ले आए और बस आके उलट दिया, उल्टी नहीं करनी है। पहले खुद की अंडरस्टैंडिंग बनाओ कि क्या बता रहे हैं इस चैप्टर में, क्या मैसेज है, हाँ, क्या थीम है, उसको पकड़ो। ठीक है, अभी प्रैक्टिस स्टेज है, वी आर ऑल लर्निंग, लेकिन इतना बड़ा कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं चलना चाहिए। आई एम टेलिंग यू प्रदीप ऑल्सो, दिस काइंड ऑफ कॉपी पेस्ट विल नॉट वर्क। देयर हैज टू बी सम एसिमिलेशन, अंडरस्टैंडिंग आना चाहिए ना, तभी तो पर्पस है, तभी तो दिया आपको कि आप समझें। वो एक पूरा वर्स है ना, हाउ टू अंडरस्टैंड द डीप मीनिंग ऑफ चतुर्श्लोकी, पढ़ो उसको। क्या है आपने बोला था उसको? बहुत लेट हो रहा है, 9:50 हो रहा है।
Hare Krishna, bro. This is 31st verse.
नहीं नहीं, 31st वर्ष नहीं हो सकता है। चतुश्लोकी कंप्लीट करने के बाद बोल रहे हैं ना। हाउ टू अंडरस्टैंड द डीप मीनिंग ऑफ चतुश्लोकी, 31st वर्ष कैसे हो सकता है? 31st में तो चतुश्लोकी चालू भी नहीं हुई है। उसमें तो ज्ञानम विज्ञानम सा रहस्य है। 37th वर्ष है। हालांकि मुझे बहुत नींद आ रही है, बहुत थकान है, लेकिन आप जहां भी मिस्टेक करोगे वो मुझे उसमें सोते हुए भी पकड़ लूंगा। नहीं मिला आपको 37th वर्ष?
मिल गया।
बोलिए।
A person who is searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, most
नहीं,
certainly.
ट्रांसलेशन नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ यार, लंबा चौड़ा ट्रांसलेशन नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ। उसमें इंस्ट्रक्शन क्या है?
All inquiries lead to one conclusion. People inquire through science, philosophy, yoga, religion, social form. But the final conclusion of all inquiry is understanding the Supreme Personality of
देखो,
Godhead
दिस इज
through
द पॉइंट। दोबारा पढ़ो इसको, दोबारा पढ़ो, स्टेटमेंट को दोबारा पढ़ो।
understanding the Supreme Personality of
पूरा
Godhead
स्टेटमेंट
through
पढ़ो ना,
all
उसको
inquiries
समझो। हाँ, ऑल इंक्वायरीज, हाँ धीरे धीरे पढ़ो।
lead to one conclusion. People inquire through science, philosophy, yoga, religion, social reform, but the final conclusion of all inquiry is understanding the Supreme
The
Personality of
final
God.
conclusion of all inquiry is understanding. This is missing. This is not there. The purpose of giving you the preparation is that you should develop understanding, proper understanding in parampara. आगे बढ़ो।
Without bhakti, everyone fails. Science without science without God, illusion. Politics without God, choose. Knowledge without God, darkness.
Politics without
God,
what is it?
it's choose.
हाँ, चूज क्या?
CHOS.
केओस है। क्या बोल, प्रोनाउंसिएशन तुमको ठीक करना पड़ेगा। क्या?
Chaos.
केओस है, केओस। केओस का मतलब होता है कंफ्यूजन। पॉलिटिक्स विदाउट गॉड इज केओस। अच्छा, और कई जगह तुम्हारी प्रोनाउंसिएशन समझ में नहीं आई, मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आई। और बोलो आगे।
Knowledge without God, darkness.
नॉलेज विदाउट गॉड इज डार्कनेस। Most important thing is all these subject matters can only be understood if we are very sincerely following the parampara. And you said the mandatory thing is sense control. सुना था ना आपने, पढ़ा था? नारद की सारी क्वालिटीज बता रहे हैं। Why he received this knowledge? Because he had those qualities. And why Brahma ji received the knowledge? Because he performed such penances. आपने पढ़ा, तपस्या, and he pleased the supreme personality of God. So both were recipient. This is the most important thing. तो वो लास्ट में कंक्लूड कर रहे हैं परंपरा एंड भागवतम। तो मेरा निवेदन ये है आप सभी लोगों से कि खाली कॉपी पेस्ट करके कुछ दिखाना नहीं है। हमको कितना समझ में आया वही हमारे काम आएगा। तो मैसेज लिखिए। लिखना आप लोगों ने सबने बंद कर दिया, इसे पकड़ना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा, नहीं पकड़ पाओगे, नहीं पढ़ पाओगे, सतह पे रह जाओगे। भागवतम के अंदर क्या चल रहा है पता ही नहीं चलेगा। लिखोगे तो आपके काम आएगा, नहीं लिखोगे तो रह जाओगे। ठीक है, हम बाद में चर्चा करेंगे। बट नंदलेस मैं आपको डिस्करेज नहीं कर रहा, आपने प्रयास बहुत किया, लेकिन मैं आपको ये देने का प्रयास कर रहा हूँ कि अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी बनाइए, सबके लिए, हम सबके लिए। भागवतम हम अगर श्रवण कर रहे हैं या अध्ययन कर रहे हैं तो उसमें जो एसेंशियल मैसेज है उसको हम प्राप्त कर सकें, तो ही हमें उसका लाभ मिलेगा, वरना मिलेगा नहीं। ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच। और रम्या, अगर आप रिकॉर्डिंग करती हैं तो रिकॉर्डिंग उसी समय पोस्ट किया करिए, नहीं तो रिकॉर्डिंग किसके लिए कर रहे हैं, फॉर व्हाट, व्हाट इज द पर्पस?
जी प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंद की। हरि हरि बोल।